everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome, and welcome to your June 2019 Funko Pop update. I don't know if you guys are excited or frustrated with the world of Funko these days, but I am definitely going to say that this episode is going to be a mixed bag. It's not that I'm upset about collecting Funkos, but there definitely was a lot of stuff that happened this month in terms of new releases and news that was coming out for the wonderful world of Funko that I started watching one of my old favorites in the world of YouTube, Jason and Tracey over at Tracy's Basement. They are fantastic collectors of all different kinds of pop culture collectibles. They used to be massive Funko collectors, but the Funko world definitely showed some dismay towards them, and now they're really not the biggest collectors or even fans anymore. And one of the videos that they made a while back, I decided to revisit it just because it's so entertaining. But Jason specifically mentioned something that he likes to call the Funko Stupids. And as someone who has been collecting since 2013, I don't necessarily want to say that I specifically fell into that trap, because at this point in time, I have next to no buyer's remorse with my collection. And believe it or not, guys, my collection is really not big. I just have a little over 260, and compared to so many other collectors, that is an extremely small pop collection. But there's definitely a lot of news that came out this month that is going to give collectors massive amounts of opportunities to fall into this Funko Stupids trap. I'm not necessarily saying that it's something that you might be doing. If you like something, you have all the rights to buy it, but there's just a lot of things that Funko is announcing recently that is just questioning, and I'm wondering, why are they making this? I don't get it, and we'll get into specifics. But there are some really good things coming out, that's also for certain, and I still have a lot of pops to feature with you guys in my personal collection. They're not going to get taken care of today, but definitely in a couple of segments down the road. But it's going to be a nice little showing today in terms of my collection. So before we get into all of that news, let me show you how my collection has been going. So for today's theme, I thought that a very interesting topic would be anniversaries. And lo and behold, we actually have two matching anniversaries. We have two specific properties that are celebrating their 20th anniversary, and three others. Yes, I said three because there's a very special one that's going to show up after this one for the 35th anniversaries. And I just felt that this would be a great opportunity to showcase them all, so I didn't have to start fishing for other specific themes to rope them into. So the first celebration, of course, is the fact that it is the 20th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and they definitely made that known when it came to Celebration 2019, which is that fact that this is an exclusive, and it is Darth Maul. I have a couple of heroes and villains in my Star Wars collection, and even though I did have an amazing Sith Lord Count Dooku, when I saw that they were going to be making a very good-looking Darth Maul, it was very hard for me to say no to him. I love the fact that he is hooded, and I love the fact that he's only got the one blade of his lightsaber, but the details on this pop are absolutely beautiful. Of course, the intricate details on his face are amazing. The big yellow eyes. I love the holding of the lightsaber, especially the entire staff. The details on the staff are great, and I also love the design of his cloak, and if you turn him around, it's also flowing in the wind, because this was the scene where he was attacking Qui-Gon Jinn in the Tatooine desert. So I was hoping that there would be maybe a movie moment where Darth Maul would be facing Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. Maybe that will happen somewhere down the line, but it was a very hard Star Wars pop to say no to, especially considering that I don't really have many in my collection, so I'm very glad to have Darth Maul. We're also celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Mike Judge cult classic film Office Space. Office Space is definitely one of my personal favorites. I relate to it so much, and I'm also a very big fan of the actor Gary Cole. I didn't go out to get all the other characters because there's so many more, because my favorite character in this movie really is Bill Lumbergh, because he is such a bastard. And when I saw the way this pop looked, I was like, this is going to be an addition to my collection, because he does look fantastic. I love the details on his tie. I love that he's got the little Initech card attached to his belt. I also love the Initech mug that he's gotten. Even inside of it, there is actually coffee, which is amazing. I also love the details that they did on the glasses, and I also love the expression and the pose. It really is him looking and saying, Yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in tomorrow. So if you could be there around 9, that would be great. Okay? And then let's go into the 35th anniversaries. We've got 2 legendary entities. One of them, of course, is something that I've already celebrated, and it is Beverly Hills Cop. And when I found out that they were finally making Axel Foley into a pop, I was so excited I had to get my hands on one, because this is one of my all-time favorite movies. And there's only 2 of them, and the one that I had to get was the bananas, because I am not falling for no banana in the tailpipe. And if you actually take a good look, he's even got the Mumford writing on his shirt, absolutely wonderful in detail. This is definitely one of my favorite pops because it also is attached to one of my favorite movies. The next one is actually my wife's. My wife is a massive Jeopardy fan, and I am a big fan too. And one of the few things that we do after a hard day of work while eating dinner is we do watch Jeopardy together. So when I found out that they were actually going to be making game show hosts and Alex Trebek was going to be one of them, I said to my wife, I think you want one of these, and she agreed. There is also a chase of the 1984 Alex Trebek, but she wanted the current one, and this is a beautiful pop. I love the details on his face. I love the details on the final Jeopardy card. I also love the color palette in the suit. It matches very well with the card as well, and especially with what's been going on with Alex Trebek lately, thank goodness there's been a lot more good news in his situation than bad. He really is a true icon, and he is right up there in our collection with our Carmen Sandiego, our Mr. Rogers, and our Bob Ross. Just one of the true, natural, and nurturing figures in all of entertainment. Jeopardy is something I really hope will stick around for many years to come, especially when we have kids somewhere down the line. I really hope that when we do have kids that are old enough, whenever that day may be, that they will enjoy watching Jeopardy with the 2 of us just as much as we enjoy watching Jeopardy together. This is also a fond memory because I share moments of watching Jeopardy with my mother. She loves to watch it too, and my wife's mother watches it as well with her father. So many great memories, so many great things to celebrate, but there's still one more left, and we're gonna need a little bit more room for that one. So an interesting fun fact about me is up until this point, I didn't have a single bit of Ghostbusters representation in my collection, and as someone who was born in the 80s and knows that Ghostbusters are a massive pop culture icon, especially if you are an 80s kid or just an 80s fan in general, at some point I had a feeling there was going to be some Ghostbusters representation in my collection, but the question really was going to be, what was it? When I found out that they were going to be celebrating the 35th anniversary of the first Ghostbusters film, especially now that there is a now official Ghostbusters 3 in the works, I don't know what it's going to be about or who's even going to be in it, but it's very interesting that it is happening. I said to myself, there might be a chance that they will be in my collection. I saw the Slimer with the hot dogs in his mouth that's coming out, but then the movie moment of the banquet room just shot me right in the face and said, this is your Ghostbusters piece. And I gotta tell you, when I brought it home and I took it out of the box for the first time, I was extremely happy. This is one of the best looking Funko Pops that I have seen. The movie moments are definitely one of the highlights of Funko right now. Having Pennywise in the sewer with Georgie, the Hulk smashing Loki from the Marvel Cinematic Universe line, this is a perfect addition. Look at the details on this pop. You've got Peter and you've got Egon blasting Slimer and putting him into the ecto-trap. The fact that Slimer is being held up by a little plastic stand, looking like he is floating above the ecto-trap, is amazing. The bright colors of red and blue in the streams are just absolutely fantastic. If you take a look all around the base, you see broken dishes and silverware, because of course they were in a banquet hall in a hotel when they were doing this, and of course you even see other great details like Egon's glasses. You also have Peter covered in slime. You also have amazing details on the packs, the fronts and the backs, as well as the beautiful details on the ecto-traps. Just the overall look of this movie moment is absolutely astounding. It's so great that they made something like this. I also appreciate this from an innovation standpoint. Funko has been making these things for almost 10 years now, and it is just amazing how they've managed to hold on to so many people who originally collected them, who are still collecting them today, because there have just been such vast improvements in the designs, in the quality, sometimes not so much, but when it comes to things that are truly followed by a massive following, you've got to do these properties justice. And I think all the way down to the Ghostbusters logos on these uniforms, this banquet room movie moment for Ghostbusters is perfect, and I am thrilled to officially have some wonderful Ghostbusters representation in my collection. So now let's take a look at all of the amazing news that Funko has had to offer. But then again, the question really is it all entirely amazing? Let's find out. So we're going to start the news with the Funko Shop today because we didn't get any specialty series, and that includes 2 new members of the Spastic Plastic line. One is actually not new. The first one that is actually new is TJ, and we've already had Wolfgang, but now we have a color swap, and we have him once again in his bowling shirt, and his bowling ball happens to be an eyeball. So if you are collecting the Spastic Plastic line, there's no reason why you wouldn't want to go and pick this up. We also have an explosion of t-shirts. We have some that are exclusives to certain stores, and some that you will be able to find pretty much everywhere. But you have such a selection, and they all include a specific pop. Everything from a blood-splattered Xenomorph, to a flocked Cheer Bear, to a special of Dustin from Stranger Things, and of course Avengers and Game of Thrones. A little something for everybody. Feel free to go find them where they're located. We also have new additions to the Funko's line. Again, this is part of the Funko stupids for me. It's just not something that is interesting because I heard the cereal isn't even so good. But there are actually people that are willing to spend money and buy multiple boxes of these for the sake of collecting and for the sake of eating, and I just don't get it. But if you still are interested in these, you can get a Hot Topic exclusive of Rocco's Modern Life cereal and a box lunch exclusive of Cheer Bear, and of course they also include little pops. But did you guys also know that Funko happens to own a baseball team, a minor league baseball team called the Everett Aqua Sox? I believe they also have Funko Field where they play. It's kind of crazy. So they're offering a ton of promotions this year. One of them is a Freddy Funko in an Everett Aqua Sox jersey. We also have various versions of the Aqua Sox mascot, that is a frog, and you even have Jay Buhner. I think he's the manager, I'm not exactly sure, but when I hear that Jay Buhner is going to be a pop, only one thing comes to mind.
What the hell did you trade Jay Buhner for? He had 30 home runs, over 100 RBIs last year. He's got a rocket for an arm. You don't know what the hell you're doing.
Obviously, these are going to be hard for me to get, but I think you can actually get them at the Funko Shop, but I know that these will be available through Funko events at the baseball field. But I think it's pretty cool. And of course, if you do collect your boxes, still we had the recent Smuggler's Bounty box, which was Wookie, and it is a whole thing dedicated to Chewbacca, and it's actually perfect because of what happened with Peter Mayhew, rest in peace. But one of the pops that is included is a Chewie with an oxygen mask holding his crossbow. That's from The Empire Strikes Back, and it is number 300 in the Star Wars line, so congratulations, Funko. And also, if you are going to Hot Topic, there is going to be an Aladdin box, which includes an Aladdin versus Jafar the Snake moment. If you are excited about that, especially if you've gone out to see the movie as well, I'm sure that you'll be excited to collect this one. Also, we have 2 specific exclusives, one that is featured at Funimation, and Baskin Robbins. Can you believe it? Baskin Robbins is now officially giving us exclusives. To me, I don't think these are really things that I would be interested in, especially when it comes to the chromes. That's a Funko stupid right there. One of them is a chrome of a character from Tokyo Ghoul, and of course the Baskin Robbins exclusive is a Stranger Things pop of Steve in his uniform that will be featured in Stranger Things Volume 3. And of course, Hot Topic gave us so many different things. At DragCon, there was a Diamond Edition of RuPaul. We finally got the Hot Topic Owlman, a Diamond Edition of Rafiki holding baby Simba, and a new member to the Drag Queens line, which is Sharon Needles. And once again, who the heck needs a Jade Hot Topic exclusive of Shenron if you already got Shenron? Especially with the fact that he looks like he's supposed to in Dragon Ball, why do you need one made of Jade? I don't get it. It's not made of actual Jade, but it's just the color, and to me, it just doesn't make sense. But the pop from Hot Topic that just recently got released is the Cruella de Vil in her car. This was actually a pop that I remember hearing from Mark and Ashley over at Funko Pop Hunters, aka Nerd Therapy. I did a collaboration with them on pop rides they wanted to see, and this was one of them. And they definitely could say it was worth the wait because this pop does look pretty cool. And we've also got some new ad icons. We have a flocked Jollibee that is going to be featured at a Comic-Con in the Philippines. We also have the Green Giant as well as the Chrome Green Giant double pack over at Target and Mr. Kool-Aid Man. Also, there's a couple of sports exclusives from Fanatics. There is a Marc-Andre Fleury in a white jersey from the Vegas Golden Knights, as well as a new Steph Curry, and there's also going to be a 6-inch pop from Walmart of Andre the Giant. So, this could be classified as a Funko Stupids moment because if you already have a Steph Curry, you already have a Marc-Andre Fleury, and you already have an Andre the Giant, which, to a degree, in the defense of the original Andre the Giant, he was bigger than the other pops. He just wasn't a 6-inch supersized pop, but, you know, if you're that interested and you just gotta collect it, there's no way that I'm going to stop you. And of course, when it comes to sports, the mascots line, I only did feature them when we talked about Toy Fair, but we have them all now officially ready, and I think some are available for purchase. They all look great, but I already have the one that I want, which is the original Mr. Met, and I don't intend on getting the newer version, even though the color scheme is really great. I do like that Mets uniform, the blue one with the orange and the white trim, but I'm just not going to get it because I already have Mr. Met. You see what I mean? But for all of you who are still waiting for a mascot of your Major League Baseball team, there probably is one right now. So go out and get the one you want. And we also have some Barnes & Noble exclusives, including a flocked triple pack of We Bare Bears and a metallic version of Britney Spears holding her snake. This is something that if you already have them, I don't necessarily think you need to go after those. And of course, we've got some stuff to talk about in the world of music. Johnny Cash is officially available, and the one thing that I was so excited to hear was the fact that the Rush triple pack that was a Canadian convention exclusive is now officially common and being sold everywhere. I got my hands on this triple pack, and I am so happy that I did. That's not Funko Stupids to me, everybody. The Pop Rock series is something that I've been collecting, not all of them, but I've definitely been collecting the ones that I like. I am a massive Rush fan, so the fact that I now actually have Geddy, Alex, and Neil in my collection is amazing, and I've seen what they look like up close. The designs on their shirts are amazing, and I'm going to feature them in my channel in the future. Now let's move on to video games. Gears of War kicked up in high gear. We have a whole bunch of new pops as well as a Gears of War collector's box coming, so hopefully you'll be able to get your hands on those because it features a pop through that. You might get one of 4. And Fortnite is expanding. We have so many more Fortnite pops coming, including a 10-inch pop of Loot Llama. They also include in-game content, so if you are a Fortnite fan, you're probably excited for some of these new characters. And how could you include new Fortnite pops without some exclusives? And they are available at a whole bunch of retail stores. They're all provided for you here. So if you got them already, I don't know if you're going to want to double up, but you know what? People just do love those exclusives. Also, we had E3 happening, and that features a couple of video game-themed pops. These are usually extremely hard to get, and I'm glad that I'm not interested in these, but we have everything from The Witcher to Overwatch to Fortnite, and probably the one that I think is really good is the Kingdom Hearts Sora as a lion in the Lion King world. So, there you go, guys. E3 pops. Funko Stupids in full force right here, everybody. We're moving into the comic book world. Why do you need 6 chrome Hulks based on each color of the Infinity Stone? Explain to me why this is being made, and explain to me if you're interested why you want it. I don't get it. The regular Hulks look just fine. I don't understand the purpose of the chrome, and I don't understand the purpose of the fact that we have to have 6 of them. Did the same thing with Thanos. Did those even sell? I'm gonna say yes if they're doing this, but I think it's because of the fact that he's got the Infinity Gauntlet in his hand, so that basically means they're trying to match him up with the Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet in its hand, but this is Funko Stupids to the max, people. And this is what the regular one looks like. Here are some that were not featured when the Avengers Endgame line came out because they didn't want to spoil, but then they officially announced that these were happening. You could get Lebowski Thor, an FYE exclusive of Thor, as well as Rescue, aka Pepper Potts, and a 6-inch Hulk with the Infinity Gauntlet. So these make more sense to me, but I'm not getting them. But if you want them, no shame in having them. And speaking of Marvel, did you guys know that we are celebrating the 80th anniversary of Marvel Comics? That is absolutely crazy. And they're celebrating in a big way by giving us two of the very first Marvel superheroes that they featured, and that was the original Human Torch, not the Fantastic Four Human Torch, and Namor the Submariner. If you ever read the Alex Ross artistry work of Marvels, the 4-part comic book, which is absolutely incredible, these both were featured in the very first issue because they are the very first superheroes that Marvel Comics ever made. I love the fact that this is happening, but am I going to get them? No. Also, we've got a new wave of Venomized Pops. We've got everything from Thanos to Rocket Raccoon to X-23. I'm not getting them, but I'm pretty sure there's so many people that would want to. I don't even understand the purpose of the Venomized. They do look cool, I will not deny that, but not my cup of tea. Sorry. We've also got, for horror fans, The Nun is getting a pop line. You can get one of two, or both. I don't know why. They're commons, so there's no serious exclusives to worry about. You can get one of these two, but like I said, you already have one, why do you need them both? Is it really so much of a difference about the mouths? I just don't get it. But they're coming. Also in the world of horror, we have some Annabelles. From the new film Annabelle Creation, you can get a regular common of her in a chair, as well as a Hot Topic exclusive. And I don't understand why it's an exclusive, and I don't understand the difference. Yes, one is sitting on a chair with a cracked eye. I think we already have Annabelle, so why do we need another one? Silence of the Lambs is also getting two new pops. I'm pretty certain that these are both commons. If I were to get one, I would go with the Blood Splatter one, because I do love the Blood Splatter, and it's been a while since we've actually gotten a Hannibal. He was one of the earlier ones, but now we've got new ones if you haven't been able to get the old one. So Silence of the Lambs fans, you'll finally get your hands on Hannibal, and like I said, you would better be off getting the Blood Splatter. Also, we've got a new wave of Hocus Pocus Pops. In case you didn't get the originals, they were exclusives to Spirit, so now you can get commons, and you can get all three of them. And for all of you 80s fans of Michael J. Fox, as well as horror in general, we've got Teen Wolf coming. It is a great-looking pop. I love the fact that he looks like one of the NBA pops. I wouldn't be surprised if people actually put him beside their NBA collection if they are collecting. But yes, Teen Wolf is coming, and this is a big cult favorite for 80s film fans, so this one I have a feeling will definitely sell. But I think the one line that people are really excited for is Jaws. I said this when they announced it at Toy Fair, and I gotta admit that the details on these pops do look pretty awesome, as well as Jaws himself. I love that you can get two versions of him, you can get whichever one you want, or both, and I also think that the characters in the film are portrayed beautifully in pop form. Roy Scheider looks like Roy Scheider. Richard Dreyfuss looks like Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw looks like Robert Shaw. That's absolutely crazy. So I definitely appreciate the fact that Funko really put their tender love and care into these Jaws pops. Also, Forrest Gump, we finally got the good-looking glam shots. They do look fantastic. A lot of people are excited about this line, and I'm really happy to hear that. So I'm hoping that everyone who wants one will get one. And we've also got the Pretty Woman line. We're going into a couple of lines that we saw through Toy Fair, but now we're officially getting glams, which is great. So you have a lot of different choices. I would probably suggest go with the Vivian and Edward with the dress and the holding of the jewelry box, because it just makes more sense. You know that famous scene. But there are others to go for, including a chase. We've also got two new Star Wars exclusive pops, one at Target and one at GameStop. The one at Target is a red card member only pop. It's a red chrome Darth Vader, as well as a cartoon Boba Fett they call. You can get them at GameStop. Also, we have the newest wave of Harry Potter. These always sell, and once again, I know people who just collect this entire line, and it is insane. But I will definitely say the ones that definitely stand out are the Professor Trelawney. I think she looks adorable with the bigger eyes because of the glasses, as well as the pop-in-the-box exclusive of Voldemort with Nagini wrapped around him, because if I were to get one, I would go for this one because I don't have a Voldemort, but I'm not gonna. However, my wife really likes the Victor Crumb, and she even said to me if she likes him and sees him up close, she might consider hunting down the Yule Ball Hermione Granger, which came out a couple of years back, so she could have the little couple. And also, I think that the Fox is great, too. Also, the boxes have been updated, because now they all have a Wizarding World logo on them, which is also pretty cool, because Harry Potter also includes Fantastic Beasts. We've also got the new MIB International. We already have the classic, and now we've got the new film. And I love the fact that they did something innovational, which has made a two-sided pop. The Alien Twins is actually one pop, but it's two different people on each side. You literally flip him around and you see a different character, and I really love that. There's also a Walmart exclusive of Agent M with Pawnee, and if I were to actually collect any of these, it would probably be the exclusive, but I'm not going to, even though I do think this movie is going to be very entertaining. Also, the Castlevania line, which I talked about, is got some great glam shots. They do look wonderful, so if you were a fan of the Netflix series, I highly recommend you getting them. I'm not, but I have to admit they do look fantastic. We've also got Yu Yu Hakusho. There's going to be an exclusive of Hey, I don't know where he is going to be found. They haven't announced that yet, but all the others are up for pre-order every which way, and the glam shots do look great. We've also got Sanford and Son glam shots. They do look wonderful. I especially love the Red Fox and the I'm Coming Elizabeth pose. I know this is going to be a nostalgic buy for anybody who used to watch that show. Also, the Addams Family line has some great looking glam shots. I think that the double pack of black and white Gomez and Morticia is fantastic. I love it so much. It is a perfect homage to the Addams Family, but you have so many different ways to get them, and don't forget there is going to be a Walmart exclusive of Uncle Fester, as well as a Funko Shop exclusive of Lurch with Thing. We've also got the Cheers line showing up in stores. I still have my Cliff Clavin and Norm Pearson on pre-order. Hopefully they'll be arriving soon. This is a line that I'm really happy that they made, but I don't necessarily go out and buy an entire line just because I like certain ones. I'll buy the ones that I like. And I've seen some of these up close, and I love the fact that the Norm and Cliff, while they are holding beers, they actually do have bubbles in the beer. I think that that is such a cute little touch. I am sure that if they sell, they'll make the rest of the cast, because I'm quite surprised they didn't make Carla and Rebecca. And like I said a couple of months ago, I am not surprised that they didn't make Frasier yet, because I think they have plans for him. We've also got official glam shots of the Office Pops, which is a line that people were really excited about. There's also the double pack. There's also a chase of Jim, and you can go and order from Entertainment Earth, and there's a 50-50 chance you might get the chase. But you can hopefully find the chase in retail everywhere when these are officially in stock. We've also got a whole bunch of Game of Thrones pops. You know, I really thought that my collection was officially done with, but then these happened to celebrate the final season. Now that I know that there's going to be a Jon Snow on Rhaegal, I'm like, that's gonna go perfect with my Dany on Drogon and Night King on Icy Viserion, and then I will officially have all three dragons, and I think that that's pretty awesome. And the other one that I'm really glad that's coming is the Theon Greyjoy. He is a character that people have been begging Funko to make, and they finally made him, and let me tell you guys, it was worth the wait, because this is one of the best looking pops. They did Alfie Allen justice for all the waiting, and because he looks so great, I gotta add him to my collection as well. Very surprised they didn't make a TV moment of what happened with Arya and the Night King, but also there's a 6-inch pop of Sir Gregor, also known as the Mountain. We've also got the series finale of The Big Bang Theory that happened on the same week of Game of Thrones series finale, and the glam shots are here, and they do look wonderful. Every single time I see them in stores, part of me wants to get Leonard with the sarcasm sign, because it's just one of my favorite moments in the show. I'm such a fan of The Big Bang Theory, but the more I think about it, the more I think I'm not going to get them, because I have all the DVDs. That's basically the way that I am going to secure my fandom, but who knows? But at this point, I just don't see myself adding a Big Bang Theory pop to my collection, because if I get one, I really have to have them all, and I think that that's a big trap. The Simpsons line is finally expanding after years, and as I said before, I am not interested in any of these. Even Homer with the Moo, who is a Hot Topic exclusive, I'm really hoping that there will be a Simpsons character that I would have in my collection, because The Simpsons does need to have representation in my collection. I love The Simpsons, they are iconic, and they just gotta give me the right character, and it hasn't happened yet. But Simpsons fans, I'm sure you're all excited for these. We've also got the big announcement, which was the third season of Stranger Things, and we have all of our favorite characters decking out in really cool garb, and of course it is just not Stranger Things without exclusives. And you can get a Walmart exclusive, there's also Target exclusives, there's also the box, which is also featured in Target, as well as the Hot Topic exclusive of 11. I am just so excited for Season 3. I've already got my representation of Stranger Things. It's the Think Geek Upside Down Will, and believe me, I have never looked back. I have no intentions of getting any more Stranger Things pops. But the one line that really surprised me was the rumors at the beginning, and then they said that they were really gonna do this, and now the proof is here. They're making American history pop icons, and this is without a doubt one of the most intriguing things that Funko has done in a while. And what's really going to happen with these is the fact that these are going to sell to the teachers, because the teachers love to put things on display in their classrooms. My wife is a history teacher, and when I showed her these, even she got very excited. Most of these are going to be exclusives to Target. The only two that are not are George Washington and Ben Franklin. But the Rosie the Riveter is one pop that my wife really wants, and we're also going to get Crossing the Delaware, the one at the very bottom, and that's going to be a Target exclusive as well. I think that that is such a great one, and it's also a great way to show pride for America. I think that that is great. Ironically, there's also controversy in this, and I'm really upset that there is, because everybody who is of that crazy group said, wow, what a racist collection of Funko Pops. How could you say that? These have to sell first, and I'm sure they're gonna make more. I've even heard teases of John F. Kennedy, Harriet Tubman, Sally Ride, Martin Luther King. Guys, they're all gonna come, trust me. You really think that these are gonna be the only historical figures that Funko's gonna put out in terms of American history? My goodness, people, just think, okay? This is not a racist gesture. This is a celebration of America. They will sell, I am certain of that, and trust me, the ones you really want to see, you'll see them in time. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below. I would love to talk Funko Pops with you. And if you think that you've been a true victim of the world of Funko these days, I don't necessarily think that you should fret. You're welcome to put your comments in the box and chat with me. Heck, one of the few things that makes me proud about my Funko collection is how many times I've watched the Netflix documentary Making Fun, because it really is a wonderful way to look at not necessarily just collecting Funko Pops, but just collecting as a whole. But in the meantime, guys, I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.